he always knows his praise, yeah. But I would have to remind him, I'm your only daughter. I'm not only your favorite, but I'm still a favorite between my brothers. It's okay. I wanted to thank everybody coming to celebrate my dad's life. I see the love, and I feel the love in this room, and I know how much you all love him, and he loved you guys right back. I hope you guys ask for extra days because it's going to be a minute, I know. So, when I started to write my eulogy, which means good words, boy, do I have a lot of them. As far as I can remember, my dad always said, I don't want you to cry at my funeral. I remember since middle school, and I'm sure he would tell a lot of y'all too, don't cry. So I brought it home with me, and that's the reason why I'm crying right now. So there's no tears, he said, no tears. But Daddy, we cry on this side of heaven. We cry on this side of heaven. But I know that you're not crying. Don't worry. My dad is okay now. He's back in his right mind. And he's with my brother Charles. As it says in Revelations 21:4, he will wipe every tear from their eyes, and death shall be no more. Neither shall there be mourning, nor crying, nor pain anymore, for the former things have passed away. The last memory that I have of my dad was he was on his hospice bed, and I was hugging him, kissing him on his forehead, telling him I loved him, and he wanted to kiss me on my lips, and I said, no, not my mom. And I remember he was looking at the corner of the room, and he said, pretty girl, and my sister-in-law Jennifer thought he was talking about her, but he said, pretty girl, and I think he saw my little sister. My sister Mary Beth, she lived for a week, and I think he saw her. And then his face just lit up. He was smiling. I just saw this, like he was so happy. And he was like, hi. And at that moment I knew that they came for him, because he'd been calling my brother Charles. He was calling his mother. He was calling my dear Betty. And he kept calling that to come for him. Don't you see me? He kept saying that. He'd look up at the sky. I'm here. Don't you see me? But we were being selfish. And we would tell him, go away. Why aren't you here yet? But they came, because he was so happy. He was so happy with joy. I could just see it in his face. And he was just, hi. He was saying hi to a bunch of people. And I know it was the angels that came for him. Shortly after that, he fell asleep. And he never woke up. He stepped into heaven. And I know that right now, he's in a good place. He's in a good place. Sorry, I lost my place. I believe in signs and wonders. Just recently, the other day, I drove to San Antonio to pick up my dad's uniform. Thank you, Mendoza's. Thank you guys for. Thank you. You guys were a big help getting his uniform, and so he could be buried in his uniform. But on the way back, I called my mom and I asked her if she needed anything, and she said, "Bring me some alitas." My daughter was with her, and so I stopped at Las Arandas, which is a restaurant that had great alitas. That's all we're ever in the South Laredo area visit. But as I pulled up, there's a place where you can order, and I waited there in that spot, and nobody ever came out. And then I was like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna have to go in. And it was just 2 Abuelitas, so I was like, okay, I'll just go in and requested. So as I walked in, I heard a singer, and he was singing, you know, one of my dad's favorite songs, just dancing songs. And I was listening, and it was a familiar voice to me. And I looked over to look at the singer, and it was the same singer that would sing at the Golden Corral. The one that would, every time he would see my dad, he would go and he'd sing right at him, step at the tail and sing at him. And my dad would be dancing, and I knew my dad was there. And he was just telling me, it's okay. You know, I'm dancing. So it was just such a beautiful thing to know that he's speaking, you know, through signs and wonders. And because I would have never gotten out. I would have never stopped at that restaurant. I would have never gotten out. I would have never heard that singer. And I would have never remembered that memory. So I'm so glad. I could stand here and talk about all of my dad's achievements. He was 21 years in the Air Force. He was 20 years as a teacher. But I think his greatest achievement was his deep love for his family, friends, his students, his military servicemen. He was truly a light, a bright, shining light on the world. He was such a great dad. He taught us so much, everything a daddy should. He taught us to walk. He taught us to ride a bike, fish, hunt. He even taught my little brother Charles how to wipe his butt because he didn't remember. And he taught him step by step. This is how you do it, Mijo. And he taught us how to camp. He taught us how to love others, how to he had skid marks though. How to deeply love others. He taught us that. And I've run into countless people who knew him, share stories on how he inspired them. A lot of his students are in the medical field because when we go to doctors' offices and Mr. Wright, he was my teacher. And it was just so amazing, all the lives he touched. Most of all, he loved his wife. My mom, Angela, of 64 years. 64 years. His friend came, Jorge Negrete, I don't know if they're still here, but they were best friends in high school. And my mom would hang out in this little clique with there's 3 girls and 3 guys, and they all hung around together. But my dad, he really didn't notice my mom at that time. He was tall, dark, handsome. The girls were swooning over him. My mom said one time at the airport they thought he was Elvis because he had a lot of girls. But my mom was going to get her man. That's where I get my persistence from. And she started writing letters. She wrote him letters in the Air Force. And they fell in love over letters. And he even asked her to marry him in a letter. So we didn't have Facebook or Messenger. So they had to do it the old-fashioned way. I remember I didn't ask her. She said yes in a letter too, but that's how we asked her. And he told me he was going to stay with her through sickness and health, for richer, for poorer, until death do they part. And he kept that promise. He was an amazing husband. And I blame my dad because I've been married so many times, I keep trying to find a man that meets his qualities. And I still haven't done it yet, so I'm going to keep trying that. I'm on my 4th marriage, so no one can ever measure up to my daddy. I'm up, next. Sorry, I'm going to make the cut. My dad loved his children. He was always the little league coach, the umpire. He went to all of our advanced games, cheered us on. We were lucky enough to travel the world with him because of the Air Force. He was able to get on his vacation time. We packed the RV like a Griswold family. Not old enough to remember the Griswold family. We traveled every major monuments, landmarks. We saw the Statue of Liberty, the Grand Canyon, Mount Rushmore, Yellowstone National Park, and everything in between. And even in between his own family. His grandchildren, he loved his grandchildren. He became affectionately known as Grandpa White. He taught his grandchildren how to ride their bikes. My baby girl Heather, I remember he taught her. He broke his finger when he was teaching Jenny how to ride her bike. And he was trying to catch her, and that was you, right? Where he tried to catch her.
Yeah, Jenny.
And his fingers went in the spoke and he broke his fingers. In his spoke. And then I remember he would take them to the ranch. And my little Kiki, she was very adventurous, and the girls would always, ask her, get that bud, and get that bud, and get that bud. So my dad drove with them 20 minutes to the ranch, only him and the girls. And then they came back. And my little Kiki, she had a styrofoam cup, and she had a little hand on top of it. And I'm like, Mija, what do you have? What do you have? And she opens the thing, and it was a scorpion.
Oh.
Okay, Dad. I was like, okay, you're lots of fun, but safety, not so much. And he was a great grandpa, a great grandpa. He loved all his grandchildren so much. He loved his friends in the military. He loved his extended family, in-laws, cousins, nephews, nieces. They all loved him back. He was alive, and he was loved. And oh, how he loved to dance. He was TikTok famous on dancing. I would play my videos. And he inspired a lot of people. They brought smiles to their faces. I would get a lot of messages saying, I had a bad day, but once I saw your dad's video, it just put a smile on my face. So wherever there was music, we would dance. My mom would get embarrassed. We were dancing. I don't know you all. We were dancing in restaurants and wine at Buc-ee's. And the one story he did tell me about dancing was he would always ask the girls to dance, and he would ask them just by looking at her across the room. This is his story. And he would go like, and if they smiled, then he walked over there and got her again, because he said he was not going to get turned down in front of them. That's how he would ask them to dance. And my dad was a warrior, and he battled 4th-stage prostate cancer for 10 years. Then he battled Alzheimer's for 5 years. He fought to stay here with his beloved wife. He never forgot her. He forgot everyone else, but not her. She was the only one he remembered. Even though I was with him every day, he affectionately called me the girl who lives down the hall. Where's that girl that lives down the hall? But God works in mysterious ways. When the Lord called my baby brother Charles home, he called me back home to be with him. So God just works in such mysterious ways. I learned a lot of things. I learned material things don't matter. We can't take those with us. What matters is love. Love always wins. If you ever have a family member with Alzheimer's or dementia, talk to them. Talk to them. Laugh at them. Read to them. Hold their hand. Tell them stories. Tell them stories about their life, their beautiful, precious life. Play music. Dance with them. I had the privilege of doing all those things with my dad. And a few brief moments, he would remember I was his baby girl. He would look at me and say, But those moments I will cherish for the rest of my life. Remember, right here, right now, remember, God has placed you here right now. You have breath in your lungs. You have a heartbeat in your heart. Don't take that for granted. Know your purpose. My daddy's doing okay. He was doing okay, and then the blink of an eye, he was gone. He stepped right into heaven. Remember Psalms 34:18. The Lord is near to the brokenhearted. He saves those questioning spirits. Matthew 5:4. Blessed are those who mourn, for they shall be comforted. Live life the Basilio life way. Live your purpose. Love with all your heart. Shine your light.